Good morning, y'all, and Happy New Year's Eve. This morning, I'm making some sausage pinwheels, sausage and cheese pinwheels. We'll have them this evening watching the ball games because today is football day. There's 3 games that Bob wants to watch today. So somewhere in between there, we're going to go out for lunch, and that'll be our actually New Year's Eve outing. But we'll be here in the evening watching the ball drop on TV at midnight. But between now and then, it's going to be a lot of football. So I'm going to make some football food today and thought you might want to try making some too. Anyhow, I'm going to take a can of Pillsbury crescent rolls. I've got about a half of a tube of Jimmy Dean sausage, and then some shredded cheddar cheese, and a little bit of garlic powder. So we're gonna try doing that and making those. So hold on a second, let me get my camera adjusted so you can see what I'm doing while I do it. Okay, I'm back. I'm opening the can of crescent rolls. I'm just going to unroll it into one big sheet. Now put it on this wax paper so that later I can roll it up. Let me roll this out. Ooh, almost didn't put enough wax paper. Okay, so now I'm going to just push these seams together so this is all one big sheet. See how I'm doing that? Just pressing that where it was already serrated for easy tear apart. We don't want it to tear apart, so I'm just pushing it together. So I'll continue to do this and then I'll get right back with you. Okay, I've got that done, and now I put the sausage into 4 different sections here just so I can, because now I'm taking just a regular spreader like you'd use for icing on a cake, and I'm just spreading this sausage out all the way over. I'm probably gonna leave a little bit on each end, a little bit of space. We're just gonna get it all spread out here. So after I get that done, I'll get back with you. All right, now I'm gonna sprinkle the cheese all over this. You can see I've got it all spread out. I left about a ½ an inch on either side of the long way. Tried to get it as close to the edge on the other way as I could, because we're gonna be rolling it up from this side to that side. So let me sprinkle some of this cheese all over it. This is about a cup of shredded cheese here. And hopefully this will melt down really good in here. All right, so let me spread that out pretty evenly. All right, now comes the fun part. I'm gonna try to roll it up. I'll start on this side. Roll it up. That's why you put it on the wax paper, so you can manage it easier with the rolling up. And it's still not super easy. As you roll it, you pull the paper off. You can see it takes a little bit of effort here, because you want that to tuck down in there and roll. It's not doing really good, but takes a little patience here. Just getting there slowly but surely. I'm just trying to tuck it in as I go. And as I pull the paper off. You can see that's rolling up pretty good there. a little bit all the way down. And this is why we left that edge there, so we can seal that. And my seams are trying to come undone. They can, I've heard that you can buy this crescent dough, like where it's just the dough and it's not already serrated. So if you could have that, that would be the way to go, because it'd be a lot easier than trying to keep these seams together. But anyhow, now I've got one rolled up log here, and what I'm gonna do is fold this way, and then I'm gonna just cover the whole thing like this, put it in the refrigerator and let it get really chilled, and then I'll come back and slice it into the like 1.5 inch slices, so that it'll make the pinwheels, and then we'll bake them. But I'll be I'm going to lunch, and then after we get back from lunch, that's when I'll finish these up. See you then. Hey y'all, I'm back from going to lunch. We went up to Warm Springs, Georgia, to the Bullock House, had some good Southern cooking for lunch. It was great. Met with some old friends, and it was just wonderful catching up with them. We see them once or twice a year. So I'm home now. I just took the roll out of the refrigerator. It's nice and cold. And I've got a sheet pan here with some parchment paper in it. So I'm just gonna cut them and put them on the parchment paper. I've got the oven preheating to about 350. So I tried it with my big knife, and it just seemed to squish it because it's not real sharp. So I got this little tiny sharper knife, and it cuts much better through this. So I think the sharper your knife, the better this will do. And you can see it's just little circles there. And of course that's the raw sausage in there, so we're gonna have to bake these until they're nice and done. So it's probably gonna cook about 30 minutes at 350, but I'll keep an eye on them, and as soon as the sausage is done and the cheese is all melted and the biscuits have risen, then we'll be ready. So I'm gonna keep cutting these, getting them on here and getting them in the oven, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, I've got a dozen of them right here. I put the others back in the refrigerator because this will be plenty for me and Bob. Now I'm gonna sprinkle them with a little bit of garlic powder because I forgot to add it in before. So I'm just sprinkling a little bit on the top of each one, just to add a little bit more flavor to them. Now, Bob would probably like it if I had used hot sausage, or if I sprinkled some hot pepper on it right now. So, but I think I'm just gonna wait and let him sprinkle any hot pepper that he wants on them after they're done. So these are about ready to go in. As soon as the oven tells me it's ready, it's got about 15 more degrees before it'll be at 350. But I'll get it in there, and then I'll bring them out and let you see them. Hey y'all, I'm back, and yes, it's Happy New Year's Eve. I just took these out of the oven about 5 minutes ago. I want you to see how they turned out. They're nice and brown, they look great, and I'm gonna try one. I do want to tell you, if you'll go ahead and subscribe, I think there's a link here, a button somewhere where you can just click on it and subscribe to my channel. Then you'll be able to be sure to see the next dish I'm going to make for New Year's. I don't know if I'll make it New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, but it's called Ham Delights, and it's great food for, you can eat it now, you can put it in the freezer and bake it later. Just really great, little bit heavier than an appetizer, but not quite all the way a meal. So it's kind of like little sandwich things, but they're great, and I don't want you to miss that video, so please subscribe. Now let me show you what this is. I've got one that I set out, well, my timer keeps beeping, hold a second. Got one I set out to cool, so I'm gonna taste it now. The sausage is done. Got a little bit of garlic powder on the top. That tastes really good. The sweetness from the crescent rolls and the cheese, it's just, these are great. These are gonna disappear really fast, I can tell. Anyhow, y'all please try this recipe. It's not too late to run to the store and buy crescent rolls if you don't have it already. And a roll of sausage and some cheese. That's all you need. And like I said, go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned. Love y'all.